Welcome back everyone to another Call of Duty gameplay video, but today I'm actually going to be commentating over my video since I did a commentary of the bot challenge. So I thought, you know what, I'll do a commentary over this mainly because I want to talk about an upcoming Call of Duty Pro event. Firstly, the gameplay you're going to watch is actually kind of a disappointing gameplay. Again, it's another hunted safeguard game. It's 18 minutes long, so again, you know this is going 4 rounds. I do really good, but it gets really frustrating because I'll spoil it right now. Pretty much my teammates leave on me and my friend, and I think it ends up as like a 9-on-6 at in round 4, where we end up not being able to put the robot in, obviously, because it's a 9-on-6. But I get, I think, 92 kills, and I wanted to use the Man of War because this was like 3 days after the update, the patch update, and the Man of War obviously got a nerf to its reload speed and aim down sight speed. The verdict of the Man of War after this update is it needs a damage nerf, maybe, because this gun is still a monster. It shreds. Like you'll see there are a couple of clips here where I literally just like have 1 to 4 bullets left in my magazine, and I get those kills, and it's just like I don't think that should be the case, because 1 bullet should miss, and okay, 1 bullet may miss, I still connect with 3 of them dead. I don't know, it's just such a strong AR. I mean, I love it, but I'm not gonna lie, it may need a nerf. But anyways, the title of the video suggests I'm not gonna be talking about the gameplay. I'm gonna be talking about MLG Orlando for Black Ops 3 coming up this weekend. As I'm recording this, which will be up today, it is Wednesday, August 3rd. MLG Orlando goes from August 5th to 8th. So, I thought I'd come out with a preview and prediction video because one thing you guys will not know about me, but you'll know now, is that I am a huge fan of the Call of Duty Pro scene. I think the fact that people can play Call of Duty as pro players and go to these events to win money, and they have to put in the practice like they do, I think it's, really good. And look away, I don't want to, I missed like 50 Tempest shots, so yeah. But I think it's really cool that, pro players do this, and I've always, honestly, ever since actually I've gone into watching it this year for Black Ops 3, I've kind of wanted to get into the pro scene of Call of Duty, but I also really, like recording and doing commentaries over gameplays. And like, I'm a big YouTube fan, and people that make YouTube videos off a living, I find that really cool that people do that. And then I find people that play Call of Duty in the pro scene really cool. Like, I don't know. Anyways, getting off topic, but that's just kind of how I feel. MLG Orlando's coming up, and my predictions, I'm saving for the end of the video. A little tease there. But I think it's going to be a good tournament, mainly because you have a lot of question marks. Can Envy come in as the #1 seed after winning Stage 2 playoffs in the CWL? Can they just run in and take back-to-back tournaments? Can Optic redeem themselves after finishing 5th through 8th at Stage 2 finals? Can Rise get back into it, after they won UMG South Carolina, they won Grand Totinos, which was the Invitational at the start of Black Ops 3. Can FaZe, finally show what they're made of in Black Ops 3? Because in my opinion, I don't think FaZe has really shown what they're made of in Black Ops 3 yet. So a lot of questions. So the pool play, or the 4 pools were announced, I think, a couple days ago. It wasn't too long ago, but I'll talk about them here right now. So first pool, Pool A, is Envy, XTSM, Elevate, and an open bracket team. So each pool, if you don't know, each pool has 3 pro teams, and then an amateur team comes in from the open bracket, which there are actually some big amateur teams that could make it in. So Envy, XTSM, Elevate, and an amateur team from the open bracket is Pool A. Envy comes in as the number 1 seed, XTSM comes in as the number 8 seed, and Elevate comes in as the number 9 seed because Elevate actually, I don't know why Elevate finishes as the number 9 seed, and XTSM finishes at the 8th seed when XTSM finished behind Elevate in the CWL. I kind of don't understand that, but nevertheless. This pool, though, I think a lot of people are expecting Envy to easily 3-0 in the pool, beat every team. I expect them to, but I think a lot of people expect them to just win every series 3-0 in map count. I think honestly Elevate has the potential to upset Envy in this pool, mainly because remember how good Elevate played in MLG Anaheim this year? They went all the way to the grand finals to face Optic. They ended up losing, but still, like, they played phenomenal. And so that's why I could really see them honestly taking a game off of Envy. But my predictions for this pool, I still think Envy will finish up front, finish first, Elevate finish second, and then XTSM finishes third. XTSM, by the way, has a new roster. It's it's only one new player on the team now. It's the team is Wheats, Pac-Man, Ivy, and Burnsoff. So, Pool B is going to be Dream Team, H2K, and Infused. So, a European team, the only European team to come into MLG Orlando. And I think Infused could honestly finish top of this pool. And actually, I'm going to put my money on them. Well, I'm not putting money, but I'm going to say I think Infused finishes first in this pool. I think they're just going to, show that they can compete with North American teams before COD Champs. That's why I have them finishing first in this pool. I mean, I just think they're a really strong team, obviously, and I just think they have a lot to prove going into COD Champs, so that's why I'm picking them. I think Dream Team, though, I think Dream Team and Infused, when they match up, it's going to go to a Game 5, and I think it's going to be a really close match, honestly. But I still think Infused will finish on top of the pool. Dream Team will finish second, H2K third, and then an amateur team. By the way, H2K has a new team as well. Lacefield is actually going to be playing on Complexity now, so they lost Lacefield. So they have Fizzer, Fears, Legal, and crap. I actually completely forget. If I remember, I'll rename him, but sorry about that. So Pool C is going to be Rise Nation, FaZe, Complexity, and an open bracket team, obviously. This is the hardest pool. I think, honestly, Rise and FaZe both obviously have potential to finish first in the pool. I just don't know, honestly, because Rise feels like they are they're not the same team as they were at the start of Black Ops 3. I feel like they're just not. But then again, FaZe hasn't shown lots of brilliance. Like, the only, brilliance they've shown was, I guess, in the losers bracket at MLG Anaheim, where they made a comeback. I mean, they lost to DT in the Stage 2 finals, just like how Optic did in a Game 7, So, people are kind of, I think, doubting FaZe in Black Ops 3 a lot more than, obviously, Optic. But, I can't really say yes to FaZe winning this pool, just because I don't think they've shown a lot, where Rise has. So, Rise finishes first, FaZe second, Complexity, the new roster, which is Ricky, Aches, Accuracy, and Lacefield, which is actually a pretty strong team. That's actually a pretty strong team. You have the only thing I have, though, is Aches and Lacefield. Aches, Lacefield, and Ricky. Well, Ricky will probably run the second SMG. Aches and Accuracy. Who is going to be the anchor down AR? I feel like that's got to be Accuracy. And then Aches can be kind of like the Karma, where he kind of switches from a SMG to an AR at times, but is kind of the playmaker of the team. And the in-game leader, I'd say him and Ricky are both, like, in-game leaders. But I'd say you know, you would give it to probably Aches, just because he has more he's got more experience in my opinion. But anyways, so Pool D is LG, Luminosity, Optic Gaming, and TK, which is actually coming back. And Luminosity actually finishes 4th in the ranking systems, where Optic finishes 5th. So they actually match up in the first game in this pool, which is going to be a great one, because you know Luminosity is going to be wanting to go into this game. Well, not wanting. They are going to go into this first first match thinking or saying, like, this was not a fluke. Us beating you guys in Stage 2 finals and Stage 2 playoffs was not a fluke at all. Like, we beat you fair and square. You guys didn't come out hot. We did, and we can do it again. Optic wants to come out and say it was a fluke. We had an off day, and we're gonna beat you guys this time. So I think Optic is gonna win the pool, because I think they have the most fire, obviously, in them to prove that they are still the #1 team. They're better than Envy, and I think they will definitely I think they'll surprise a lot of people with how they play. I mean, it sounds like from Snapchats and Twitter and, you know, all the social media stuff, they've been practicing and scrimming a lot, like every day, in preparation for this event and obviously COD Champs. So I think this is a very good chance for Optic to show people that they're ready for COD Champs. And I think, honestly, them losing Stage 2 playoffs was very good, because I think it's a wake-up call right before COD Champs. Obviously, a lot of people are saying this, and I agree that it's good that this happened before COD Champs and not at COD Champs. So I think it's good that this happened for Optic, and I think they'll finish first in the pool, LG second, and TK, the new TK, third. That TK team is Theory, Goonjar, coming back to TK, Goonjar, Colchan, and Happy. So I think that's a really solid team. I mean, you have Goonjar's he's a solid AR anchor, and Colchan's a solid SMG player. So I think Happy could probably play more of an objective role for that team, and you let Colchan be a SMG Slayer type of guy, and, you know, run around, do his thing like he did on TSM. But I can't see TK taking a match off of LG or Optic, honestly. I can't. Just because the TK team is still new, so you can't really, you know, count them. You can't count them out, but it's hard to count them in my opinion. So, but then you have some open bracket teams that could be some of these teams that are made it into pool plays, like Allegiance, which is Royalty, Remy, Mochilla, and former TK player Exotic. I'm not too familiar with Exotic, but from what I know of Royalty, Remy, and Mochilla, this team definitely could raise a lot of eyes in the pool play. Like, they're ranked second going into open bracket. Not pool play. So I think this team could probably beat a team, honestly, of XTSM. They could beat TSM. They could even probably beat H2K, maybe, because H2K lost, you could say, their best player, right? So and then you have the #1 seeded team going into open bracket, Kingsman, and that is consisting of Parasite, Miracles, and Llama God. And then Mox I'm not too familiar with, but again, this is another solid team with 3 familiar pro players, just like Allegiance. So another open bracket team, Most Wanted. It's Methods, BL Fire, Examples, and Sensor, Doug Sensor Martin from FaZe. He's going to be playing on Most Wanted in open bracket. Again, you have 3 guys who have played in the CWL in Stage 1 or 2, and then you have a guy who has played in big MLG tournaments for FaZe as Sensor. So I mean, this is another team that could raise eyes in the open bracket. And, I mean, then you have Cloud9, which they lost Happy and, shit, what was the other guy they lost? I mean, the team was Havoc, Happy, Assault, and Llama. So Llama left and Happy left, but they still have Havoc, Assault, Silly, and Swarly. And if you guys watched the CWL, the Call of Duty World League in Stage 2, Silly came in and played a couple of games for Cloud9, and Silly played very good. I thought he played very good. Assault came in as well for Mochilla, and he was starting to become their best player. I think he was actually their best player at the second half of Stage 2. Havoc was consistently their best player. So this team is another team that could come into open bracket. So there's a lot of teams that actually are in the open bracket that could raise eyes. Now, the fourth guy, Swarly, I'm not too familiar with. I don't know too much of him. The only thing I do know from him from the C9 website is he's from Ottawa, Ontario. So Canada represent, right? But anyways, so that's... Now I'm going to get to my predictions. Predictions, top 4. I'm going to give my top 4. So top 4, I'm going to say... First place is going to be Optic. I think Optic's got so much fire and so much to prove that they're ready for COD Champs, and that stage 2 playoffs, them losing was just a fluke, that they need to prove this. I think Envy finishes second because I think Envy wants to also prove that stage 2 playoffs is just the start. They're ready to make a push for COD Champs. Like, this is a really solid roster. Apathy, JCap, Slasher, and John. John is having an amazing Black Ops 3 year. So I think, honestly, this is a very good matchup. Optic, Envy, Grand Final. This should be the matchup for the Grand Finals. It really should. Third place, I'm going to give it to Rise, because Rise has been consistently good. I want to say they have been consistently good in Black Ops 3, and they still have a really solid roster. I think this roster is really strong, honestly. And then fourth, and look at that fail, right? And then the fourth place, it's really tough, honestly. It's really tough. I'm torn between Dream Team, FaZe, and Infused. I'm going to say Infused, just because, like I said, I think Infused has, they're coming in wanting to say we can compete with North American teams for COD Champs. So I think it's going to be really fun to watch MLG Orlando this weekend. I think you guys should check it out. Optic needs to win. I want to thank you all for watching the video. Like it if you did, and subscribe if you want to see more Black Ops 3 gameplays and commentary. There it goes, 92 and 35. It was a 9v6 at the end. That's why we couldn't win. But I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.